Okay, let's entertain the concept of Adam and Eve for a moment. So this is two individuals who are the ancestors of all of mankind. Now, saying the people who knock evolution say men don't give birth to monkeys and monkeys don't give birth to men. That's fair enough. And as everyone knows, the children have genetic characteristics of parents, things like eye colour, hair colour, and skin colour and such like. So this is the first problem, is that if you're going to say that every man, woman and child on this planet is descended from two individuals, then you can get no more genetic diversity than from those two individuals. So what this is would tell you is that without evolution, even starting from two common ancestors, we should all have the same hair colour, eye colour and skin colour, and we don't. So even if you're going for Adam and Eve and the Garden of Eden stuff and creationism, you still need evolution. Okay, let's go on to the difference between fact, theory and hypothesis. Hypothesis can be anything. For instance, storks deliver babies. For a hypothesis to move on to be a theory, it needs to be supported by evidence. And then after a theory has been tested for long enough by the scientific community, it is essentially accepted to be fact. Now evolution is one of those funny ones, because all biological systems are not as clear-cut as physical systems. So for instance, laws of motion are very easy to actually fathom. You know, things like the harder you shove it, the faster it moves. Biological systems are far more complex, but the general mechanism of evolution was sorted out over 100 years ago by Darwin. Now Darwin only really got half of the story. The real breakthrough came with the discovery of DNA. And DNA is the code of life. It tells bacteria to be bacteria, plants to be plants, and people to be people. It doesn't matter what you think, believe, or feel. It is the DNA that tells you how many fingers to have, how many eyes to grow, what colour your eyes should be, and such like. And that DNA comes part from the mother, part from the father. And when the DNA is mixed, the offspring are some of the characteristics of the mother and some of the father. And over many generations, in a hostile environment, you tend to thin off the genetically weak by trial and error. And that's the process of evolution. But it is an uncontestable fact that life is dictated and run by DNA. And if you believe in DNA, you believe in evolution. One is just a manifestation of the other. Okay, and one last thing, the concept of logical positivism. This is basically the philosophy of science. And the way it goes is, for a statement to have meaning, it must increase the level of knowledge. And there are two ways that you can do this. You can make statements that are true by definition, for instance. All circles are round, all cows are mammals, that sort of thing. Or you can make statements that are testable by an experiment of some sort. So for instance, I could propose the hypothesis that you're watching this video right now, and we could do the experiment to go and see if you're watching it right now. It's a testable hypothesis that can be resolved either one way or the other. And it's in things like this that statements like God created it, or it was created by someone, are intellectually vacuous statements. And the reason they're vacuous is because they pose bigger questions than the questions that they answer. So for instance, if you say, well, who created the universe? Well, God created it. The problem with this is that the bigger question is, who created God? You have just essentially replaced one unknown, who created the universe, with another, who created God. And in a similar sense,
if you want to reverse the argument, say, well, God was always there, you could as well say, well, the universe was always there. So proposing solutions that actually pose more questions than they answer does not increase the level of knowledge, and as such, these statements are meaningless.